Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Bitter Rivals podcast. This is episode 114, powered by 91N. I am your host, Avery, along with my co-host, as always, Gitano Gallo. It's been a couple weeks. The holidays, we took a week off, so it's nice to be back and chatting with you. Preemptively here, I'll wish you a happy new year. Hope that you have a wonderful time tonight, and I hope everybody had a fantastic Christmas and got to spend some time with the people that are close to them as well. So anyway, this is a hockey podcast, so let's get to hockey. As always, we will start with the Toronto Maple Leafs, who I still have to look up because I am watching the World Juniors on my other screen right now, which we will also chat about at some point today. But I think we all know what the story is, and the story is that Ilya Samsonov is an unplayable potato at this point, is what I would do him as. He is honestly the worst. He is the worst goalie in the NHL statistically.
It's rough to watch, man. Like,
no,
it's bad.
He's beyond Jack Campbell territory at this point. He is like absolutely unplayable. Like, I've never seen a goalie that I had less faith in my entire life, and I feel bad for the guy because he was so good last year. He really was. He really was. And like this, what I think about when I see this guy struggle this bad, Gitano, and I don't know if this directly correlates, but this is a guy who had arbitration this year. And they always talk about how bad it is for a goalie to have arbitration because they sit there and listen to their own team take it down. Does that have anything to do with his mental state at this point?
I mean, it's hard to say it doesn't. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And he's a fish out of water right now. He has no idea what he's doing. He's not getting bounces either. Like, there's been a few goals that he's allowed over the past week and a half, 2 weeks that have just been so unlucky. But Sheldon Keefe said it best in that Leafs documentary on Amazon. You can stop the tipped ones too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they don't all have to be completely clear shot of the shooter, like clear vision for you to make a save. Like, you're allowed to make a save on those tipped ones and those weird ones too, you know, and he just can't. He absolutely can't. And then he lets in a bad one too. And then he lets one in that he's got to be like, this guy can't play a game without allowing 4 more goals. Doesn't matter how many shots against.
What is his GAA right now? Do we have it handy?
We can find it.
Because like,
I know that he's sitting at like the 860s right now in save percentage.
Yeah, that's the one I've seen. It's like 861 or 862 or something like that, which is just
862, and my guy's got a 394 goals against.
Like that. That's like bringing a young goalie into your system numbers. Like, that's like what the Habs saw with Caden Primo like last year and kind of the beginning of this year. He's kind of turned it around a little. But like, yeah, you can't go into a game saying, "Okay, boys, we need to score 5." or we need to score 4 to get a point. Like, that's not.
Gitano, we're talking about a guy who had a 919 last year and has a career 902. Yeah. Or 903, sorry. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's baffling.
So I know a lot of Leafs Twitter said there's going to be no like hasty decisions made. They're going to wait till Joseph Woll's back. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from it. But what do you kind of expect to play out when Joseph Woll is back?
Well, Joseph Woll clearly has a very big runway when he gets back to take over the number 1 role again, because he clearly was that before he left. I don't see any scenario where Samsonov is on the roster when Woll comes back. Honestly, you cannot look at me in the eyes right now and with a straight face tell me that Martin Jones has been is a worse option than Ilya Samsonov. You can't. Jones has actually looked really good for the most part. Like, we lost last night.
He's been like a career. He's been like a career backup. I think like he's nothing exceptional, but he is a career backup. Like, that's.
That is absolutely true. And here, I'm just pulling up Martin Jones' stats here. He's a career 906 save percentage, which is 3 points higher than Samsonov. He's got a 915 this year playing for Toronto. 4 wins, 273 goals against.
Yeah, like that. here's the thing, like if you just say like that's your backup's numbers, like that's like nobody's gonna say no to that as their backup.
Nope. No, he's been all that we could ask him to be, right?
Yeah.
But what really is concerning, because Wool's still 4 or 5 weeks out, and he's coming back from a high ankle sprain. Who knows that he comes back in the same form that he left in, right? Like that's a major concern, I think, among Leafs Nation. Samsonov's just been shitty. No other way to say it, man. Just been terrible. I would say you have to at least explore your options in the like down in the AHL. You have to see what the Marlies goalies can do. Hildeby's the option, and he's a young kid, but you got to at least give him a shot here. This is,
I would say, like I was saying earlier, like the numbers Samsonov's putting up are like young kid in the system numbers. Like, why not give the kid a shot?
and the Leafs do such a good job of like trying to help a goalie who's just fighting it.
Yeah,
they really do. But I think we're beyond like helping this guy at the NHL level.
Well, there's only so much you can do. Like you can fucking commit to team defense and block every shot, but when those but 1 or 2 shots get through and they're going in anyways, like you can't block everything, right?
No, and the other team is going to have scoring chances. It's a hockey game, even if you're playing the Columbus Blue Jackets like we were on Friday night. They're going to get shots on goal, and you need somebody who's at least capable of stopping the easy ones, man. Yeah. And this guy isn't there. So let's look over. So when's the last pod? What was the date of the last podcast that we did? I'm just trying to figure out when we.
So I think the last one would have been the.
What we've missed here.
17th, I think.
17th. Okay, so we haven't talked about them getting clapped by the Rangers 5-2. Samsonov sucked. Them getting clapped by the Sabres 9-3. Samsonov sucked. We beat the Jackets 4-1, and I believe the goalie of record on that game is Martin Jones. And we beat them 4-1. That was on Christmas Eve, so Saturday, December 23rd. Lost to the Senators 4-2. Samsonov sucked. Or no, that was Martin Jones. Sorry. That was the one game sub 900 that he's had as a Leaf so far. And that was an honestly piss poor display from the Leafs. I'm remembering the game now as I look at the stats here. We started strong, had a great... And do you know what? It was actually kind of funny. My dad had made a prediction before the game that he thought the Leafs were going to suck shit, give up an early lead, like come out of the gates sucking, and then Ottawa was going to shit the bed, and Toronto was going to come back late. It went the exact opposite. Toronto started hot, scored 2 goals right off the hop, and then couldn't sniff a scoring chance for 2 periods following. And Ottawa scored 3 unanswered, followed by a Brady Tkachuk empty netter.
Yeah.
And that was just terrible. And then you have the overtime loss to Columbus, in which Samsonov sucked. And you have that was on Friday night, and you have the game last night, which they just straight up lost. They couldn't really generate much offense. Last night, Jones looked good, only allowed 2 goals. The third was an empty netter.
Yeah, that's.
And then the Leafs. Did you see the Leafs goal that they scored with like 6 seconds left last night?
No, but they've done this like a million times this year, and it's starting to get really fucking annoying.
Yeah, like it was 3-1, so Carolina had already scored their empty netter. And,
okay.
And then Robertson scored, but like the goalie saved it, and then his glove went into the net. Like he like kind of saved it, and then in one motion his glove went like behind the post.
Oh,
so it was no goal on the ice, and then they called it a goal after review. It was a really strange goal, and it literally was meaningless.
Yeah, with 6 seconds left. Like, I mean, I get it. It's nice for Buddy's stats, but like,
yeah, it was Robertson, and then there were 7 seconds left, and we did have 6 skaters on the ice. We pulled the goalie, and then like, I don't understand. Like, Mitch Marner is a very smart player, right? We know this.
Yeah.
My guy dumped and chased with 7 seconds left. What are you doing?
That's like the one thing you like. Not with 7 seconds left. If you're like 27 seconds, like yeah, okay, like That gives you enough time to get
7 seconds. Or I don't even think it was 7. It was like under 7, 6 points something. And this guy
jumping chase
fired the puck into the corner. I'm not kidding. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? And he took a couple of, he took a dumb penalty with 4 minutes left too, and it was still a 1-goal game last night, and the Leafs were pressing, and this guy takes a dumb penalty. Oh man, Mitch did not look good last night. Did not.
Well, he's having a rough year.
Yeah, well, he goes through stretches where he looks like his old self, like couple games where he'll put up fucking 6 points, and then he just stinks after. Last night he stunk. There's no other way to say it. Mitch was giving pucks away, passing into feet, passing into other teams' sticks, dumping and chasing with 7 seconds left in a 1-goal game. What are we doing? Oh my God. Yeah, that's giveaway. Let's give the puck to the other team and see what they can do with it. There's 7 seconds left. Of course they're gonna ice it, Mitch. Why? What are we doing here?
If I'm a defenseman and you dump the puck into my corner with 7 seconds left, I'm pinning that motherfucker to the boards and you're not moving it for 7 seconds.
Or that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or wiring one at the empty net at the other end.
Yeah.
Literally. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. And last night, Keefe, honestly, scapegoating Sat Kampf, who had a 323-day Ironman streak going. And you sit him because Ilya Samsonov stunk the joint up on Friday night. So David Kampf has to sit tomorrow. And then Mitch Marner goes out and puts a performance like that out, still playing on the first line. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Mitch should take some reps. Who went
into the lineup for him? Who went into the lineup for him?
Pontus Holmberg.
Yeah, that's
I love Pontus Holmberg. I think he's great, but
that's not better. Yeah, that's not what I meant by that. But yeah, he's just not that level.
Well, and honestly, look how shitty our power play was our penalty kill was last night. Yeah, well, that's because our number 1 penalty killer, David Kampf, was not in the lineup. So great one there, Keith. That was great. That's exactly what we were looking for. No, you fucking pooped all over yourself is what you did. So anyway, that's really been the story in Leafs Nation over the past week and a half, 2 weeks, is that Samsonov sucked. Hot and cold Mitch Marner. Still injured. Mark Giordano made his return. He looks good, but he's still 40 years old. So we'll see what happens there. I think, honestly, it'll be a blessing in disguise later in the season that he got this little bit of time off here.
Yeah.
It was a broken finger, too. It's not like it's something that's going to linger and fuck with him for the rest of the season.
Unless he blocks shots with his hands, but...
Well, you know what I mean, though. It's not like he, pulled a groin or high ankle. Something that lingers, like Austin's wrist last year, for example. But actually, that's been the other part of the story. Obviously, I haven't even talked about it because I'm so used to it, but Austin Matthews is clearly the greatest goal scorer in today's game.
Like I've said, until Ovi's retired, it's going to be Ovi. I know he's in a rough stretch right now, but the Caps also just fucking suck.
I don't think they do, actually.
Do they not?
No.
They're they're 5th in the Metro. They're not doing great.
What's their record?
They are 17-11-6.
Dude, they're fucking they're better than 500 hockey. What are you talking about? Way better. They're only 4 points back of second.
Are they actually? I wasn't even looking at points. I looked at record, and I'm like, they're not playing great. But anyways, it's until Ovi.
They're on a 4-game skid right now too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not great.
No. But
anyway, Ovi's having a rough year. Austin Matthews is literally on pace for 75 goals or something stupid like that. This guy literally doesn't.
That's not sarcastic at all either. That's
no, it isn't. Here, I was looking up Samsonov stats. I think Austin Matthews deserves an NHL search here.
Yeah.
My guys, it seems like every game he scores in, or every game he plays in, he scores. And he's just, when a guy's feeling it and you can just see a guy feeling it and he just shoots from everywhere. My guy has 29 goals in 33 games, which is, here, let's do some quick mathematics here, folks.
Quick maths.
So he scores 0.87 goals per game. He has missed one game this year, so we'll multiply that by 81. My guy is on pace for 71 goals in 81 games. He's missing that game because he was sick. He had the flu. So
I mean, 71 and 81's all right.
71
Could
and
be
81.
better. Could be better, but
that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, but listen to this, man. He didn't even get a point last night. That's very disappointing. Oh, I wish they went further back than 5 games, because like his last 10 games, he's like
just a tear.
Got like 12 goals or something. Like he's just, it's crazy. His last 5, he's only got 4, but the 5 before that, I think he had another fucking like 7 goals or 8
Hasn't
goals.
he got like back-to-back hat tricks like twice this year already?
Yeah, he also had a 7-game stretch where he didn't score and an 8-game stretch where he didn't score. Yeah.
But he started the season on back-to-back hat tricks, did he not?
Yes.
And then like he has another set of
Minnesota.
Yeah, and then he has another set of back-to-back hat tricks. He's just stupid.
Okay, so since we last spoke, so let's go the month of December. Ready? Yeah. I'm just going to say how many goals in the games. So 2 goals, 0 goals, 2 goals, 1 goal, 2 goals, 2 goals, 2 goals, 1 goal, 2 goals, 0 goals, 1 goal, 0 goals.
That's disgusting.
He's got 15 goals in 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 games. He's got 15 goals in 12 games in December. He went from Tuesday the 12th to Tuesday the 19th. He went three games, 6 goals, 2 goals in each game. And he also had 3 assists in that stretch too. 6 goals, 3 assists in 2 games, or in 3 games. He's on an unbelievable heater right now. He's just scoring at rates that are insane. And it seems like every time he shoots the puck, goaltenders like jump out of the way.
It's like he's scoring at this ridiculous pace, and the Leafs goaltending is allowing goals at an even more ridiculous pace.
Yeah. Man, how many goals would Austin Matthews have if he could just shoot on Ilya Samsonov every game? Like if Ilya Samsonov was the opposing goalie every game, Austin Matthews would score 300 goals this year.
Like, probably not wrong.
Like, I'm dead serious. That's probably accurate. That's a completely made up scenario, by the way, everybody. I'm just making fun of Samsonov and trying to explain that Matthews has been, if he's not your front runner for MVP right now, I don't know what the hell this guy has to do. I'm serious. Like, he's on pace for 71. I think it was 71.2 goals. That's just an absurd number. Anyway, I'm done talking about the Leafs. I've taken up enough of our time here. It's time for some Habs talk. Danny DeVito, take it away.
Actually, I did want to do one more Leafs point. Just on their goaltending. Is there an option on the market that you would prefer to come in? Obviously, we can't talk like cost and like things, but like I'm sure you're familiar with some of the names that are kind of being thrown around. Like, is there one that sticks out to you that you're like, yeah, like, that's the guy? Or
well, no, and the reason is because I don't think the Leafs need like a number 1. Like, I don't think they're looking for a 1. I think they're looking for a backup, because they know, like, a backup that can take over the net right now, or at least share it with Martin Jones until Wool comes back. My biggest concern is what they're going to do with Samsonov. Like, I don't know what the options are here. Like,
I mean, I think you Jack Campbell. I mean, nobody's going to claim him off waivers. Fucking send him to the minors and let him rot.
Well, even if somebody does claim him off waivers, that would actually kind of be a favor.
Exactly, right? Like, that's what I mean. Like, That's your worst case scenario. There is he clears waivers and goes to the Marlies.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's the only option, and it's just he literally can't play at the NHL level right now. Like he needs to go to the A and try and stop some pucks there before he even gets a sniff at an NHL net again. In my opinion, like that's what I see. What we do though, I don't think we're going to go out. I think we have to try and find this solution internally, and that's just by simply calling up Dennis Hildeby when we send Samsonov down to the minors. You give him a shot, and he doesn't even have to play every game. Like he doesn't have to play, but you need a backup goaltender on your bench, right? So Jones starts, and back-to-backs Hildeby plays, and that's you got to do what you got to do, right? Like it is what it is. There's no other. I don't think you give up assets for a goaltender at this point. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
That was a long-winded way of saying that, but
yeah, no. I like it. I like the thought behind it.
Yeah.
Anyways, the Habs have been kind of streaky since we last spoke. So they beat the Jets in overtime last Monday, the 18th. Justin Barron with the OT winner. Lost a close one to the Wild following Thursday. Beat the Hawks on Friday night before the Christmas break. And then 2 straight losses to Carolina and Florida in the last couple of days. It's been kind of the same old story for the Habs. Not a lot of goals for. The goalies have been okay. Like Jake Allen's looked good. Primo's looked good in his couple of games. Like nothing spectacular, but I would say it's like bang average goaltending from them. The Habs discipline's fucking killing them. So many stupid penalties, and our PK just fucking blows.
Like, yeah, can't do that. Can't take penalties if your PK blows.
Like, yeah, that's the thing. It's like I didn't mind taking penalties when our PK used to be good. When you used to have like fucking like Paul Byron and fucking a guy like that. You had Shea Weber. And it was like, okay, you could take a penalty or two like extra because you knew you were Carey Price back there also helps.
Yes.
But they're just fucking atrocious. like it's ugly. It's like fucking like a tyke fucking penalty kill. Like they just run around like headless chickens. It's ugly to watch, Dave.
Who's on the PK?
So
like PK1.
PK1's usually Dvorak, Evans, and then if he's not in the box because he's been taking a shit ton of penalties recently, Mike Matheson, and then Savard. Which is like it's like personnel-wise, it's not a terrible unit, but they just, I don't know whether it's like a coaching thing that they're not like understanding or whatever, they're just being coached. It just is wrong and like not working, but like it's a disaster.
Yeah, they just stink.
Yeah, like it's bad. And like the Habs have never been like a power play team. Like in my lifetime as a Habs fan, like our power play's never been like good. But at least there were times when like, oh, like the PK is like top 5 in the league. Like you could at least rely on that. And now it's just like, like the last couple of years with the injuries and shit, whatever, of course we're gonna kind of be bottom. But now you don't have these injuries. You have bodies. You have like good NHL caliber players, and like you still suck that bad. Like fuck, not great.
Yeah, no, that's not good. You need a good penalty kill in today's league because a good power play will just absolutely destroy a not well put together penalty kill. Like
and the three power plays that have like fucked us. So like fucking Carolina ripped us apart. Minnesota, fucking Zuccarello and Kaprizov, fuck. Like it was like as soon as like the fucking ref would put his arm up, like just put the fucking Minnesota goal on the board and let's just like skip to this because we know exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And then and then even last night, Florida again, just like fuck, a very good power play. Barkov is just the bane of my existence. He's one of those guys that I don't know, like if he does this against the Leafs, but like every time we play Florida, he puts up like fucking 3 or 4 points. I hate it so much.
Yeah, he's, well, as we've been told for 10 years in a row, he is the most underrated player in the NHL.
Yeah.
But yeah, Barkov is one of the sneakiest, like, you're right, I've seen that before from him, and for me, it's like the sneakiest 3 or 4 points you'll ever see in your life.
100%.
Like, it's not like flashy shit that he does. He's just so good at the simple stuff, the quick passes, the easy passes, and he'll pick you apart with those.
Yeah, so because he doesn't play. He's not in the slot. He's usually like on the goal line. So he gets that fucking pass and just fires it to the bumper, and like there you go, every fucking time. I hate it so much. And every time I sit there, I'm like, fucking mark him. Like you know exactly what he's gonna do. And it doesn't matter. He just does it anyways. You could put 3 guys on him. He's still going to do the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's just so smart, right? Like, that's what it is. You can put 3 guys on him. He'll expose you for having 3 guys on him and nobody
exactly.
else. That's what he does. And do you know who will tell you all about it? How good Barkov is? Jonathan Huberdeau.
Ave, just I don't know if they play tonight. But if they don't play tonight, we finished the month of December of 2023 with the same amount of points as Jonathan Huberdeau.
Let's see here.
Jonathan, I really hope they don't.
Huberdeau. Jonathan Huberdeau.
Anyways, they do play tonight. Fuck.
Man,
but yeah, stinks, Huberdeau, 0 points in the month of December. How much is he getting paid, Dave?
I believe it's a 8-year, 8-something contract.
Oh no, it's worse than that, Dave.
What is it?
It's 10.5. It's 10.5 mil. To put up 0 points in the month of December.
Oh my god.
Like the only way you should be putting up 0 points getting paid 10.5 mil is if you're a fucking goalie.
Yes. Okay, let's look it up here.
Fuck me, that is ugly. And he's he is a UFA at the end of 2030, 2031.
What is he doing out there? He averaged 16.47 in ice time a game. How do you accidentally not get an assist?
Like not even a fucking like a secondary, so it's nothing. What's his plus minus look like? Just curious. I know it's not the biggest indicator, but like
on the month it's -4.
Okay.
Dude, how do you play almost 17 minutes a night and not for 12 games and not accidentally get a point?
Let me pull something up here.
Jonathan Huberdeau hasn't scored a goal in a month and a half. He hasn't scored since Monday, November the 20th.
Okay, so I'm just going to read you off the results of their games this month. So they lost 4-3 to the Canucks, lost 5-2 to the Wild, beat the Hurricanes 3-2, lost 4-2 to the Devils, lost 6-5 to the Avalanche, lost 5-4 to the Golden Knights, lost 3-2 to Minnesota, beat the Lightning 4-2, beat the Panthers 3-1, beat the Ducks 3-0, lost to the Kings 5-3, lost to the Kraken 2-1. You're telling me he just nothing? Like there's games where they're scoring like 4, 5, 6 goals and you couldn't get a secondary assist?
I don't this fall off needs to be evaluated. It needs to be studied and understood.
I think this has the potential to be that type of contract that like changes how contracts are handed out in the league.
Yeah.
No, how old is Huberdeau?
Huberdeau is 30.
Like no 30-year-old is ever getting fucking 10 mil ever again in their life. Like
nope.
Never.
Nope. And they shouldn't.
No. I mean, like, look, there's a handful of 30-year-olds that would probably deserve it. But like he's just ruined that for everyone. And no GM worth their job is gonna ever fucking give a 30-year-old an 8-year deal either.
Okay, listen to this. I'm rhyming off his stats since the 17-18 season. So in the 17-18 season, Huberdeau had 69 points. 18-19, he had 92. He had 78 in 69 games in 1920.
So that's COVID year, yeah.
Yeah, he had 61 in 55 games in 2021.
That was the bubble year, yeah.
He had 115 in 80 games in 21-22, his last year with Florida. He then drops off to 55 in 79 last year, first year in the Dome in Calgary.
And he's
then
probably on
this
pace
year,
for like 6 points this year?
He's got 15 points in 35 games this year. So he'll
So he's
finish
on
with
pace for
like
like 40.
35 points, 40 points maybe.
Like, and like we
like
joked, we
10
joked
goals.
that like, you know, Barkov is the reason he did that, but like Huberdeau was a good player. Like it's not like he fucking like sat at the back post and Barkov just like banked 115 fucking goals off him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he was a good player. I don't understand like where does that go?
Dude, it's like I said, that like this needs to be really studied and understood, because this is the most, I can't think of one crazier than this. Like going from one of the best players in the, well, no, actually, like nobody talks about it because he's in Columbus, but Johnny Gaudreau sucks now.
Yeah.
Kind of a similar thing, no?
Here's the thing. I don't think Johnny Gaudreau was ever at the level that Huberdeau was at, though. You know what I mean?
That one, dude, remember that year in Calgary where like the three of them were like potential MVP candidates?
No, 100%. I know exactly what year you're talking about. I just think that, like Gaudreau, he was never like there was like legit conversation for like Huberdeau being one of the best players in the league. I don't think Gaudreau was ever in that conversation. He was probably on the outskirts of it. You know what I mean?
Well, like, listen to these stats now. So I'll go since, same thing, since 18-19. So 99 and 82, 58 and 70 in 1920, 49 and 56 in 2021, then 115 and 82 in 21-22, and that came with 40 goals.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And then 22-23 put up 74 and 80 last year. This is one of the, like, I know that I say plus minus doesn't matter, and it doesn't. But listen to, like, this is jarring. 21-22 with the Calgary Flames, he was a plus 64. The following season, he was a minus 33 in Columbus. Like, that's a 90 fucking plus minus difference.
Yeah, and like plus minus, it doesn't mean nothing, but it doesn't mean everything. It's like I use it as like a good indicator of like, are good things happening when this guy's on the ice or bad things? Like roughly, right?
Yeah.
So like you say, oh, like plus 64, yeah, a lot of good things are happening when you had him on the ice. At minus what 34 you said?
Yeah.
Like
minus 33.
Minus, yeah, fuck me. That is so.
That's a monumental fall off.
Yeah. But that's like, that's not even just like a points fall off. That's like a entirely how you play the game fall off.
Well, and there is something to be said about like teammates have something to do with your plus minus as well. And his teammates in Calgary were significantly better that year than they were the following year in Columbus, which begs the question that everybody asked when he signed the contract in Columbus is why Columbus? But doesn't matter, I guess. Like, yeah. I don't know. Weird decision. Really, really weird decision to go play for the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Yeah, and especially because he's not like old.
No, like he's in the prime of his career. He just had a 115.40 goal season.
Exactly. Like if he was like, you know, early to mid 30s, like, you know what, I'm gonna go closer to home and kind of see it out. Like you're like, yeah, whatever, fair. You know, not gonna argue, but like prime of your career, like Columbus, Ohio is not the.
And listen, hey, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that it had a lot to do with his wife, who is a medical professional, if I'm not mistaken. And I believe they have family in the area, and they wanted to be closer to family. But there's better teams that are in the area, like much better teams.
Like I feel,
dude, look at the Flyers.
I'll say I feel like the Flyers were in there, and then were the Devils not also in that conversation?
Yeah.
Like, bro, like go play with Jack Hughes. Like, come on.
No, I want to go play with Patrick Laine and Boone Jenner. Like, yeah, no. Anyway, before we've been chatting for a while here, Gitano.
We have.
All right, let's get into the World Juniors and wrap this puppy up. So, World Juniors, they are actually happening right now. Sweden from what I am seeing, is up 4-3 on Finland. So that is what is happening right now. Team Canada plays at 1 o'clock today. So when you listen to this podcast, that game will have already happened. We don't have the results yet as we are recording before its start time. So let's talk about
for the game.
Pardon?
Prediction. Let's go. They're playing who? Germany?
Yeah, we're gonna kill them. Germany stinks right now. They lost to Latvia, and we beat Latvia 13-0.
I'm gonna go 8-1 Canada.
Yeah, I'll go 10-0. I like 10-0. I think that's where we'll end up.
I've said this for the last couple of years, but our goaltending is still a concern to me. So that's why I'm gonna say they'll get one.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I couldn't believe that yesterday, Latvia beating Germany. That was crazy.
Yeah, that's also did Germany not beat Finland too?
They did.
Like this tournament, like it's just getting the teams are getting so much better. I love it. And obviously
it's
there's
more
still
competitive,
gonna be,
right?
Yeah, there's still gonna be those 10-0 games, they happen, but the fact that Germany is beating Finland, that's nuts to me. I love it. I love that it's not just Canada, the US, Sweden, and they're not in it this year, but Russia just fucking dummy everyone, and there's your semifinals every year, every time. That, as fun as it was when Canada won a bunch,
yeah,
it was kind of boring.
Yeah, when we won that 5 straight. I remember I bought that.
Oh, the Finns tied it. Let's go.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a little bit behind you, I guess. I'm watching on 5. I don't have
that's why. Yeah.
Cable plugged in. But I got to watch to see this. Anyway, it's been a very fun tournament to watch. That is something that we can wholeheartedly agree on. There's the tying goal. There it is. What a play. Pucks on net, boys. Pucks on net. That's what I love to see. Pucks on net and then crash the net. And when you're trying to score a goal, don't dump it in the corner when you have 7 seconds left.
Did you watch this fucking diving play Buddy makes on the empty net, on the Finnish empty net? That leads to this fucking goal going in.
Oh, yeah?
It is incredible. It's 99 more times, that's a penalty shot, or they award the goal. But no. That is a perfect diving poke check.
That was some skill right there for sure. At second glance, it doesn't even look like he touches it, but it does from the other angle. It changes directions quickly. And then they score the fucking goal. Oh, man, I love this game. Hockey's the best.
I love this tournament, too, is great.
Always delivers, man. Always delivers. Even if you have no idea who's playing, who the players are for Team Canada, whoever, this tournament always delivers.
Bro, and it's give me a Slovakia-Switzerland game at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going to turn it on and watch it, and it's going to be fucking sick.
Oh, yeah. It's great. You can turn any one of these games on, even if it's one of the blowout games. I still enjoy watching it, man. For whatever reason, the World Juniors just tickles my fancy.
I will say though, I was super disappointed we didn't get Canada USA in the same group for the New Year's Eve game, because that's been one of my favorite traditions of all time. But I mean, this means we get to knock them out in either the semifinal or final. So dub.
Yeah, man, they're good too. They got a ton of good drafted NHLers.
Bro, that team is disgusting.
Yeah, they are.
We're talking
your boy Lane Hudson. Very good. Very good. Very good.
Can we just quickly talk about the goal he scored against Canada, the OT winner in the pre-tournament?
Yeah, it was pretty sick.
Just disgusting. And I hated that he did that to Owen Beck, but fuck me, what a player Lane Hudson's gonna be.
Walked him.
Walked the goalie, went fucking shelf.
Well, man, I'm looking forward to some Finnish overtime here.
Yeah, the way they're fucking pressing, I won't spoil it if they do, but they are fucking going for it. But yeah,
Yeah,
no, Lane Hudson, the way this tournament's going, potential to be the MVP of it. He is so good.
he has been very, very good, and him along with like Rutger McGroarty's been great. Like they've got so many pieces on that team that are they're scary. Their first game, I believe it was against Norway. Maybe it wasn't their first game, but their game against Norway, that was really the only game that I got to watch. And boy, was that an interesting one because Norway held them to like it was a 0-0 game halfway through it. And then finally, when the States broke through, they broke through. But I mean, credit to the Norwegians there because they had the Americans a little nervous. You could kind of see it. They were gripping their sticks a little tight, and they were a little nervous of what Norway was bringing to the table. So shout out Norway.
Yeah, and then that's what we mean in this game. Like they only beat them 4-1.
Yeah, and it was 0-0 with 10 minutes left in the second period, like halfway through the game.
Exactly, but like 5-10 years ago, that's probably that's a double-digit win for the States.
Yeah. Want to know what I just realized? Underrated perk of the World Juniors is no digital board ads.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, I just realized that now. All right. Well, I think that's all we have to say for this episode, unless there's something that we're missing. Gitano, are we missing anything?
The first game in the PWHL puck drop is tomorrow at noon, New York and Toronto. I'm super fucking fired up for that.
Yeah, me too.
Like that's gonna be that's gonna be a fun league to watch, I think, because like the women's tournaments, like they're usually like they're pretty good. Like they always end Canada USA, but like those games are always great. So I think just a league of that is gonna be fucking sick.
Yeah, and speaking to the PWHL, the Montreal team, I don't believe they have a name yet, have named their captain.
I don't think any of them do.
No. They've named their captain, Marie-Philippe Poulin.
Have you seen the jerseys?
Yeah.
I like them. I think they're fucking nice.
I'm not a huge fan. And then the Toronto team has also named its captain and assistant captains. Blair Turnbull is the captain. Assistant captains are... I was surprised that Sarah Nurse was not one of the assistant captains or captains. I believe that she was their first overall pick. But it is... Blair Turnbull is the captain, and I am forgetting who the two assistants are. Give me 1 second to look it up.
Yeah.
So they...
Oh, and
Renata Fast and... Sorry?
I would say Brianne Jenner is the captain of the Ottawa team.
Okay, so that's been announced as well.
Yeah.
I did not see that one.
Yeah, I'm trying to find they don't have the rest of them up, but I just have those three. I'm trying to see if...
So the alternates are Renata Fast and Jocelyn Larocque in Toronto, with like Blair Turnbull captaining the squad.
And then Erin Ambrose, who is it? What the fuck was her name? Yeah, Erin Ambrose and Laura Stacey are the alternates in Montreal. And like I said, those jerseys, I like that. I mean, I didn't expect them to do like Habs themed or like kind of close, but I like the fact that they just didn't go anywhere near like the red, white, and blue. So it's like it's like a cream with like the burgundy and like the dark green. I like that.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe I haven't seen them. Am I missing something? Oh, there they are. With the Canadian Tire patch. Am I looking at the right one?
Air Canada. Or maybe Canadian Tire on a home jersey, but like the one I'm looking at, it's a white like a cream jersey.
Oh yeah. Want to know what they remind me of? They remind me of the Bolts jerseys. Remember the ones that just said Bolts down like that?
Yes.
Maybe that's why I don't like them. But
see, here's the thing. They remind me of the old school Rangers jerseys that you say Rangers down them, and I love those. That's what I get from those, is the old school Rangers. I love that.
Dude, is the Finnish captain trying to fight this guy at center ice in overtime?
He tried.
That was awesome. But anyway, yes, very excited to seeing the first ever PWHL game tomorrow. Very excited to see the kickoff there, and hoping for the success of that league because it's a long time coming.
All right, what do the Leafs have coming up in 2024?
Leafs have coming up here. 1 second. I also would like to give a quick shout out here to a gentleman who has now worked on both of our computers and made them perfect for this podcast, and that is Matthew Sangetta. So thank you very much. My computer is flying around right now like Connor McDavid. So on the Tuesday, January 2nd, we have the LA Kings in LA. Looks like we're on our California road trip. So we got LA, Anaheim, and then San Jose. 2nd, 3rd, and 6th are the dates of those games.
Nice. The Habs finishing up their road trip. So we're in Tampa tonight, in Dallas on Tuesday, and then back home on Thursday for the Sabres, and then the Rangers are in town on Saturday.
Okay. Want to know what I just noticed? This is
What?
one of the weirdest things scheduling-wise you'll hear this year. We play a home-at-home with San Jose. So we're in San Jose on Saturday the 6th, and then Tuesday the 9th, our next game, they're in Toronto. That's so weird.
Not often you play a home and home with the Sharks.
With a team across the continent. Like, that's so weird.
Bro, like, what is going on with the Leafs schedule this year? Like, you've had Columbus, four times? You've had Columbus, 4 times in 15 days?
3, but yeah.
Like...
Yeah, I know. The schedulers are just, totally throwing a wrench at our entire season, but it's whatever. It's good, I guess. The boys are on their California trip, so I hope they're already out there, honestly. I hope they're out there. I hope they have a couple of drinks tonight for New Year's. Get nice and settled in. Maybe get some jitters out. Maybe Samsonov can drink away the shittiness.
Tomorrow?
Pardon?
Is there a Winter Classic tomorrow?
Is there?
I don't know.
Yeah, there is. 3 p.m. Kraken Golden Knights.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And they're playing at the Mariners barn.
Yeah. Because the Kraken jerseys are not great.
No, neither are the Vegas ones, actually.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got a fucking Winter Classic tomorrow, Ave.
We do have a Winter Classic tomorrow, Gitano.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so that should be exciting. Just wanted to point it out. Props to the NHL for marketing that well, because I knew everything about it. So good job, NHL. Somebody who follows the league probably closer than anybody in the world doesn't know anything about this game. So good for you. Congrats. That's good stuff. Good marketing, guys. When's that NFT collection come out again? No, seriously, man. Anyway. Thank you for listening.
Okay. I was saying, do you want to give me 2 seconds to rip Gary Bettman?
Go ahead.
Gary Bettman's legacy, if he does not get the NHL into the next Olympics, will forever be seen as a failure for not getting Crosby, Bedard, and McDavid on the same team on the international stage.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get that sorted out, that will be his legacy. Not the lockouts, not the fucking salary cap, nothing. It will be, you failed to put the three of the best players of all time on the same team.
Yep.
And just imagine how hard that gold medal picture would slap. Crosby between fucking Bedard and McDavid. Gold medals around their necks. Iconic shit.
I would cry.
I
think I would cry.
I do not like Sidney Crosby. I would put that picture up in my room. 110%. That would be generationally iconic.
Yeah. Also, now that you mention it, we've gone way too long, so we won't do a long bit on this. I just want to give a quick shout out to Connor Bedard, who's been absolutely disgusting. Just scoring some of the nastiest goals you'll ever see.
Yeah, he scored a fucking Michigan, and we didn't talk about. We gotta talk about Bedard scoring a fucking Michigan.
Did you see that overtime winner that he scored against Winnipeg?
First of all, fuck the Jets. Second of all, I love that their defense just let him walk into the fucking slot and rip one.
Okay. I know you're not I know you were never a goal scorer per se, Gitano.
I played 50 in 2012. 50 in 2012. Put some respect on it.
Do you know how difficult it is? When you pull that toe inside and you drag it towards your leg, Do you know how difficult it is to then shoot the puck against the grain and have any form of any type of accuracy at all? Like, so he pulls it towards him, and then instead of like going over the glove of Hellebuck, where Hellebuck was clearly expecting him to go, and where pretty much everybody else in the league has to go because they'd fucking fall all over themselves if they tried to shoot it the other way. He finds a way to shoot it back against the grain, had Hellebuck looking like Magikarp out there, flopping around, had no idea where the hell he was going. Like, dude, that was disgusting. And like, you need to understand how difficult it is to do that to understand how disgusting that was. To do the toey and then back against the grain, it's like, how did you not like eat shit just with the weight distribution?
How did like even like getting like a half-ass shot off doing that would be like difficult. But no, he rips a fucking laser beam into the top corner.
Just disgusting. Like, just absolutely. Like, there's like maybe 3 people in the world who can do that. Like, maybe, I'd say 2. Austin Matthews and Connor Bedard. Those are the only people in the world who can do that. I'm serious.
I was going to say, like, yeah, because McDavid's not, he's got a shot, but he's not a shooter like that.
Not like that. Like these two, that's like, Connor Bedard.
There's maybe Draisaitl? Maybe Draisaitl?
Maybe, like, but I don't.
Maybe McKinnon?
Yeah, maybe, but like
maybe. But that's what I mean. Like, the fact that we're talking about 2 of the best players in the league and saying we don't think they'd be able to do that is nuts.
It's just such a crazy thing, man, and it's so good because you not only do you generate more power on your shot when you pull that toey move, but you're also throwing the goalie off because you're moving the puck like 3 feet side to side, and they're trying to figure out their positioning. And then you rip a laser beam over their shoulder, and they don't even know what their shoulder. Like, they're so good. Like, and it's clearly those 2 for me. Like, if you look at just the mechanics of their shot, those 2 are the 2 best shooters I've ever seen. Like, yes, you have Ovi with that 1T from the top of the circle, but I'm just talking pure point blank ripping wristers at the net. 2 best goal scorers I've ever seen in that respect, man. They're crazy good.
I'm gonna give you a shout here. That's super, super fucking random. But like, the thing with this guy's shot was like, he wasn't a fast skater, but like, the way he would do it from almost like a fucking standstill and just rip fucking piss missiles top cheddar. Alexander Semin.
Yeah,
Buddy's wrist shot was disgusting. Like, one of the best I've ever seen.
Yeah, and you know who else? Like, that's kind of what made this guy a dangerous player back in his day was Phil Kessel had a pretty nasty release.
I got one more. Habs legend Ilya Kovalchuk.
Kovalchuk, yeah.
He had a nasty fucking wrister.
Yeah, he could bomb a puck with the wrist, yeah.
But yeah, no, like, that's just like the fact that we're talking about like an 18-year-old Connor Bedard in conversation with like Kovalchuk and like Kessel. Not as much Semin because he didn't really do a lot else in the league, but like the fact that he's in that ballpark of conversation, 3 months into his NHL career?
Yeah, this kid's just got one of the best shots we've ever seen. It's that simple.
And he's also like stupid fast and has phenomenal hands and like
his incredible vision through the roof. Like, yeah, it's just like, this kid's gonna be special.
Like built in a lab.
We're 3 months in, like you said, we're 3 months in, and if there was any doubt about what this kid's NHL career was going to look like, there should not be anymore. He has shown us through like 30 games that he is the real deal. Like, you put a team around that kid, he's winning a Stanley Cup. He reminds me a lot of Sidney Crosby in that respect. Like, he reminds me a lot more of Crosby rather than McDavid. Like, if I were to make a comparison of generational Canadian talents, and it's just, he's not the fastest player in the league. He maybe doesn't have the quickest hands in the league. And he might have the best shot in the league. I'd put him at 2 myself personally behind an AM34, but that's a conversation. But here's the thing,
like I'll say, but if that's the concession you're making is, he has the second best shot in the league, like.
Yeah, like, but he's always in the right place at the right time. He has that killer instinct. He scores goals at in timely situations. To me, he's going to win a cup, man. Like, he's just got that, I'm going to win a cup. He's going to win a cup. He will. I can almost guarantee that kid wins a cup in his career. And it sucks because he's a Blackhawk.
Yeah, and like I've talked about it a few times on the podcast. I think McDavid will end up leaving Edmonton at some point. I don't think, unless the organization folds, I don't see Bedard leaving Chicago.
No, I think he loves it there. I truly do.
Yeah.
I think he
And I
loves
think
the original six part of it. I think he loves the fact that it's
phenomenal barn to play in, like.
Yeah.
And I just think that Chicago's management is gonna put together, like, look, they had controversies kind of off ice and all that bullshit. That's not what I'm bringing up here. Just the actual building that squad, like, that management team knows, like, there's a blueprint, and it's a modern blueprint. It's not the 80s and Gretzky's Oilers blueprint. This is how you win a cup in the modern game, and I think they will follow that model. Hopefully not the off ice stuff, just the on ice stuff, and like build a dynasty there.
Yeah, well, and I see no signs of them not doing that. He's going to have a hell of a career, that kid.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I tried to do this 10 minutes ago, but we're going to do it again now. Thank you for listening to episode 114 of the Bitter Rivals podcast. As always, we appreciate it. If you like the podcast, give us a like, hit the subscribe button down below. There's a bunch of links down below, too, that they go to a bunch of wonderful places. You should click on those. I am Avery Roche. This episode was powered by 91N. This is Gitano Gallo. Wishing you a good night and a happy new year. Talk to you next weekend, everybody.